What's going on, guys? Mangum Sun here, bringing you a Division 2 video. So I'd like to thank everybody for getting me to 50 subscribers. Keep up the good work. Let's get into the content. So Title Update 10 came out. Here's my first impressions of it. They made a lot of good quality of life changes. They added a lot of things into the game that needed to be added. We're gonna start with talking about the vendors. The vendors ended up getting increased roll ranges on their guns and stuff. If you want to check out the full patch notes on the Ubisoft forums, go ahead and do that. But what I want to talk about here is, if you watch my Get Ready for a Title Update 10 video, then it's still relevant in the case of what it says to do, because you can even do that stuff to apply to what you know and what you want to do now in Title Update 10. So one of the biggest things out there is that you want to get your money up. So they took away all the purples and all the trash loot. To the veteran agents out there who've been playing this game for a long time, some of the loot here in the vendors are still going to be trash. But what you need to look out for is the high roll ranges on things that you may be missing. So example here for my accuracy on the burnout, I'm going to buy the burnout because I don't have that accuracy roll for my recalibration library. So you want to go through here and scroll a little bit down and see if there are any more high attribute rolls that you don't have yet. But as you can see, since they took away all the trash and all the lesser rolled stuff, like really lesser rolled stuff, that the prices on them have increased. Now, money isn't going to be too much of an issue if you go ahead and start knocking out bounties, getting pieces of equipment and stuff from there, and go back and selling those. So then you get equipment, then you get money, and you just want to knock out all those in general here in DC and in New York. So this is going to keep you quite busy if you go through here and start knocking out all these minor things. Now, they said from picking up a bounty, I want to say in the patch notes that when you pick up a bounty, it's going to scale to the world difficulty that you're on. So my world is heroic, so this normal one should scale to heroic difficulty, but I don't see that reflected here. I would like it if everything just said heroic and then I got that translated over there on the right hand side of the screen. Knocking out all those bounties, just go ahead and taking those guys out, and then coming over to any of the other vendors in the game, such as the one over there in New York City. They have some good items over there as well. But one of the main things I want to point out here for this week, as you get your money up, is that this guy is actually selling y'all gloves. Now, y'all brand set can only drop in the dark zone, and if you were doing any of the stuff that I was saying in my Prepare for Title Update 10 video, then you would have already got the blueprints for the other 3 pieces of y'all gear, which is a mask, a chest piece, and a holster. And then this is going to be the 4th piece. I don't think y'all comes with a backpack and knee pads, but I don't go into the dark zone that often. But I can craft the other pieces of y'all from breaking down this piece of y'all and getting more y'all equipment. So I'm going to go out there and get my money up, come back here, purchase a lot of this y'all gear, break it down, and then go over there and craft over some of that y'all gear. And then I'll have that, because this gives you the 10% hazard protection, the weapon damage, and the pulse resistance. And combining a 3-piece y'all with a 2-piece system corruption gets you at 80% pulse resistance. Now, pulse resistance is also good in conflict matches. If you're running with a well-coordinated team, then you'll have 2 people on the conflict match. One person uses a pulse, their stuff goes on cooldown. By the time that their pulse is over, they already know where the whole enemy team is at. They can go ahead and flank you and take you out and just start killing you extremely fast. If any of you guys out there have played conflict, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to those well-oiled machine teams out there that spawn camp you because the game decides it doesn't want to flip you on the map because they're not close enough or they're not in range for the game to say, oh, they're not close enough, we're gonna just leave you here in this spawn point, as they cross map you with everything. Now, another thing that I wanted to highlight here, so I'm in the clan area, and in the clan area, if you was holding on to any of your clan caches. I'm going to go ahead and open those up right now, and we're going to see what type of gear I ended up getting from there, if it was worth holding on to in the first place. We're going to leave the exotic cache for last. So we're going to do the conflict caches as well, so let's start. Alright. We're going to look at what they are afterwards. See if there's any max rolls that come out of here. So far, no luck. Just a lot of things to sell for money. That's the equivalent to the cold relations there. I don't know anybody. So this Rick and Kaiser backpack here came with the new talent that they just put in the game. Can't wait to look at that. There's a clan cache. Gonna get those 4 pieces. Let's go. Okay. Got some max roll Rick and Kaiser there. I got a pistol. Not too excited about that one, but come on, more max. See, mods in the game, they need to start looking at these mods, because I don't see many max roll mods out there. Mods are just really lackluster at this point. Okay, future perfect on a M16 and another cold relations. I'm not gonna call it the enhanced PP19. It's a cold relations. No one's using that gun. All right, let's get it. Okay, max Araldi. Araldi's always good. Always looking to increase the sniper rifle build going on. And then the exotic cache. So I'm hoping to get a Nemesis, and I'm hoping not to get my 15th Sweet Dreams, because every time I've opened up these exotic caches, I usually get a Sweet Dreams. Let's do it. Imperial Dynasty, and it's not God roll, and I don't need it. So that was a bit of a bust. So not even good rolls on it compared to the one that I already have. So that's instantly going to be exotic fodder. But let's go ahead and take a look at this backpack that has the new talent on it, Adrenaline Rush. So, can't say that word, Adrenaline Rush. Whenever you're within 10 meters of an enemy, gain 20% bonus armor for 5 seconds, stacks up to 3 times, cooldowns 5 seconds. So, I'm going to see how this works in game later, but it stacks for 5 seconds. Well, it stays on for 5 seconds, cooldowns 5 seconds. That just makes me think, like, did they have to put that in the game for it to keep proccing this effect? Is that why that's a thing? Or, like, why is it even there that you ended up having to, it has to go on cooldown? I don't get that sometimes when things go on cooldown. Like, Creeping Death. Creeping Death should just be a flat talent. I don't think it should go on cooldown, because I think they changed it to where Creeping Death doesn't proc a cooldown if no one's in the area to get procced. But that's just a bug. It shouldn't have a cooldown on it at all. So, and then I do need the critical hit chance in that max roll, but I'm just gonna roll off the Adrenaline Rush just to get that talent out the way. So what other? Okay, so the god roll here was repair skills. Really lackluster piece of Araldi. So those are the only 2 pieces I really wanted to look at there. So we have the season beginning in 6 days. Keener's Legacy. So this is going to end up being probably $10 US to get this, equivalent to a cup of coffee, the type of coffee that I buy. So I'm not even gonna sweat it. This season pass track is less than a pack of smokes, so it's not gonna break the bank to pick it up. The things that you guys want to focus on in this new title update, right? So they had a lot of internal fixes, so if you're not aware of them, you won't know what the fixes were right off the bat. So the incoming raid stuff and the new exotics that they dropped in the game that you get from the raid, and the new gear sets that you get from the raid, and the stuff that you get outside of the raid. So there's only one real gear set that you get outside of the raid, and then that new exotic vial mask. When you get it can drop in the world, but you can get it from the season rewards track as well. But what we want to focus on here now is we're going to go into the targeted loot, and I would say go over here to Space Administration and start knocking this out and getting that new Walker and Harris Co. type of gear set, so you can go ahead and test that out and figure out what that's like. And the heroic difficulty should be lowered down a little bit, like the NPCs and the spawning and how much damage that they can take and how much damage that you deal. It should feel a little bit more balanced. I haven't went out there myself and gotten into the nitty gritty of everything, but what I want to emphasize here is that you should be in a heroic world, and you should still go out there and doing your invaded missions. Going to give you crafting blueprints. I really slacked off on doing my invaded missions prior to Title Update 10's update, so I don't remember if they gave you crafting blueprints. If, as far as I can remember, that level 3 and above control points give you crafting blueprints, but doing these now will just go ahead and knock that out for you, getting a little bit more crafting blueprints, and then doing all of your control points. So in my opinion, for the Title Update 10, doing the control points is going to be some of the bread and butter type of weekly content that you're going to want to knock out when it comes to doing all the stuff in the game, because the control point loot has been increased, right? And you're going to want to go around in those areas of the control points, especially the solar farm over here, and getting those ceramics and such. So you can come in here. What you're going to want to do is you're going to end up going to your projects here. You're going to be looking at your top 3. Everything else below here, in my opinion, is muff cabbage trash. So that line from Deicide. If you don't know that YouTuber, go ahead and check him out. He does amazing Destiny 2 PvP content and reviews and extremely good breakdowns. So everything below there, like I said, is muff cabbage trash, and the top 3 is what we're going to be focused on the most. So we're going to get that bounty, the equipment, but the crafting blueprint. You want to keep getting these crafting blueprints until it just doesn't show up anymore. You get all these crafting blueprints out the way. Now with them adding in the new gear set, that new brand set, the Walker and Co., it has its own crafting blueprint at the crafting bench. So that's why, another reason why crafting blueprints may have popped back up on your thing, and you're thinking like, oh, I already have all the crafting blueprints. Well, this is why, because of the Walker and Co. But the weekly project that we're going to want to knock out extremely fast and easy, it's going to be the weekly SHD or weekly shade requisition. You just come in here, they want you to donate some stuff, you just go ahead and donate it, knock it out, right? Boom, easily donated. Probably was sitting on a bunch of food and stuff anyway. That's been completed. Project finished. Exotic cash. So I got a tardigrade chest piece from there, and the firm handshake. Let's check out the firm handshake. The firm handshake came it did come with a little bit of god roll here. SMG damage. I'm gonna hold on to that. They say SMG's got a buff, so we're gonna take that out for a spin later on. Got good weapon damage, good crit damage. If all else, I'll roll off the status effects and put on critical hit chance. But overall, it's not a bad firm handshake. So my impressions of Title Update 10 and what you should do now is go ahead, get out there, take back DC and New York weekly. Go ahead and hit up your bounties. Go hit up the control points. Start farming all the control points, getting all that loot. Because if you can't use it, you can sell it. But now with the re-rolls and the enhanced rolls that are coming with the control point loot, it's going to be a really good way to get that recalibration library up to date like you always want it, and start going out there and making your builds more effective. So go and do your classified missions, get those fast travel points up to date, and if you're thinking about getting the season pass, go ahead and get the season pass. You're really going to want the season pass because it's not going to be anything that you want to sleep on. It's $10 for the season pass. People want to say they're nickel and diming us, but if you drink coffee or smoke cigarettes, it's going to be less than a pack of smokes. It's going to be about the same average as a cup of coffee. So A Netflix subscription out there is way more than a title update, season pass type of deal. And just like all of you guys, I've seen everything on Netflix from here to the moon, he says sarcastically. So you want to get out there and be ready for the Dark Zone. Dark Zone preparation is key for in-game content, because most people want to go out there and say, well, I don't want to go into the Dark Zone, it's toxic, yada yada, such and such. What are you afraid of? Go out there, take that loss, because you can go into conflict mode and get stomped like crazy. Go ahead and hit me up if you need to run some stuff. Wheels of Soul is the clan that I'm in. And if all else fails, go ahead and matchmake, because I'm always standing by. And as always, all good things must come to an end, and I'll see you in the next one.